Okay, well, yeah, we're at it again. We do have a theme for today. Early in the season, I did an Art Van Dam tribute show. He didn't write the songs, but he played a lot of these songs, and so there are enough tunes that I even know, or semi-know, that we can do a second show. So today is also Art Van Dam Day, and I'm sure I don't have to explain to anybody who Art Van Dam was, for those who are frequent listeners, watchers, whatever, but just in case, Art Van Dam was the gentleman who pioneered the whole jazz accordion thing. And when he was young, of course, he was playing the accordion, and he loved Benny Goodman. And he decided he wanted to do on the accordion what Benny Goodman did on the clarinet. And I would say he was moderately successful on that endeavor. So that first song was one of his favorites. It's actually on more than one of his albums. And I would say just about every live performance he ever did, he played On Green Dolphin Street, which is the name of that song. Now it sounds like it's a really exotic place, right? Well, hate to disappoint you, but the song was written in 1947 for a movie, On Green Dolphin Street, which was based on a book from 1944, On Green Dolphin Street. And from what I understand, it's not mentioned a lot in the book what, where, why, or when Green Dolphin Street is. But it's a nice mystery. So, and also the Art Van Dam sound features a lot of vibes and guitar. It was a quintet, and the great thing with Art was everybody played. It just wasn't Art Van Dam and friends. And so you heard the vibe in that show, that song. But unfortunately, this instrument doesn't have what I would consider a great guitar sound. So I'm just going to sort of stay with the vibes. If you hear the piano, you know that's supposed to be the guitar. So, Anyway, second tune, You Stepped Out of a Dream. 1940 came from that was then featured in a film in 1941, and of course has become a jazz classic, mostly associated with Art Van Dam. So let's step out of a dream. Here we go. You stepped out of a dream. Yes, I've had some nightmares, but well, anyway, that's a whole other story. All right, this next tune is not a real well-known tune, and not a well-known tune by Art Van Dam, but it is a jazz classic, 1930, and it's called But Not For Me. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. So we'll put the piano on, and you can make believe that it's guitar in this one. Okay, here we go. But not for me. They're writing songs of love, but not for me, not for me. Well, this next one is more of a Van Dam classic, so to speak. And he does it just a little different the way that I do it, because without having it all written out in front of me, he changes keys and there's all kinds of funny things in it. I can't do that in my... Well, of course, he always had the music in front of him, too. Shh, don't tell anybody. But you know, when you're playing with four other guys, you got to kind of know where everybody is and what they're doing at what time. So this tune, I think it was around, I want to say 1928 or so. And I don't think it came from any movie or anything. And it's called Mountain Greenery. Mountain Greenery. So let's see if we can find a mountain and get some greenery on it. think I may have told this story before. Around 1967, I believe it was, I had Art Van Dam in town in concert in Quincy, North Quincy, Mass. I was living in Quincy at the time, and we were both playing Sano accordions at that time. And Joe Zonfrilli, who was a fellow in New Jersey that owned Sano accordions, there was also a fellow named Tommy Ippolito, who played what is called the Sanovox, which I played for years. It's like an accordion organ. It was one of the original digital instruments. And Tommy had worked on and perfected the walking bass in the left hand, which is what I use. He was sort of my mentor to try to copy, but I also studied with a great organist, and what they do with the pedals, the foot pedals on the organ, he taught me for the left hand, which is why you hear that all the time. A lot of guys don't play that way, but I kind of like it, and so Joe Zonfrilli brought Tommy in to play with Art on his dime for that concert. So it was kind of a cool evening. So we'll get back to our tunes here. Next one, not really sure. Don't have a lot of info on this. I want to say around 1933, 34. It's called After You've Gone, After You've Gone. And this was, again, one of the ones I think that Art liked quite a bit. So After You've Gone. After You've Gone. Well, you know, we got a little extra time, and I thought we might, because most of these are either medium or up tempo, so I'm getting through them pretty quick. And now this song, first time I ever heard it, and pretty much the only time I've ever heard it, was played by Art Van Dam. And it's called Back Home Again in Indiana. Now, every year, where they have that little race where they drive around in circles for 500 miles, yeah. Well, that is always either sung or played before the race starts. And Jim Neighbors, remember Jim Neighbors, Gomer Pyle? He always used to sing it because Jim is no longer with us. So somebody else does it, and it's called Back, and it's not even the state song, believe it or not. It's called Back Home Again in, Indiana. home again in Indiana. Well, it's almost time for us to go back home. We're down to our last tune. Now, in my humble opinion, this is the greatest song ever written. Not sure who wrote it, actually, and it did come from a musical around 1939. And if you look up Art Van Dam, Google Art Van Dam, YouTube, this is the first song that always seems to come up. And I've been playing this song for quite some time, and it's my favorite song. It's called All the Things You Are. So let's see what it sounds like. All the Things You Are. To me, that's a great, great tune. Well, we're about the end of our time, and of course, Art Van Dam is no longer with us. He passed away, I believe it was in February of, I want to say 2013, but right around that time. In fact, another great American jazz accordion player, like on the level below Art, a fellow named Frank Morocco, actually passed away right around that same time. So, lost to a couple of legends within a couple of years, but thanks to Art Van Dam, we've got this style of music. So look him up on YouTube and see what you think. So once again, thank y'all for watching, listening, tuning in, however it is you get our show. And of course, the big guy saved the day again today. We had technical problems at the beginning, which was probably operator error, hello. But the big guy came in, and Austin Ricketts, he fixed it. And like I've said before, if I sound good, well, he's pushing the right buttons. If I don't sound good, well, something's wrong with the instrument, so I don't know. So let's take it home with a little more of All the Things Austin Is. Here we go.